Why not pull the plug right now? And I don't want to make that sound oversimplistic, and I'm not talking about actually pulling the plug on Joe Biden. I mean pulling the plug on his candidacy, everybody. But why not do that right now? Don't tell me there aren't a few billionaires who run the Democrat Party in the same way there's a few billionaires who run the Republican Party. We all know how the game's played. These are supposedly very smart, successful guys. How are they not having a meeting right now saying, look, let's go with Buttigieg or Kamala Harris or somebody else. I understand none of those names are exactly superstars, but we can't do this. Why bound yourself to a race against time, hoping your candidate can stay lucid long enough in order to get the presidency? Why not just switch? Nothing's stopping them from switching.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they were going to do that, right, they probably would wait until very close to or even after the convention. Because if you do it before then, there's going to be a clamoring to try to get the election started again, especially in the middle of this stuff. They're not going to want to do that, I don't think. In a way, this race, this COVID-19 era that we're in is tailor-made for Joe Biden as a candidate today. He barely has to speak. Now, you've seen when he does speak, it is a complete and utter disaster. But 90% of the time, he can just sit in his house and do nothing. And that's kind of really the only way he can win. That is the style of campaign that his mental acuity is best designed for at this point. So I think there's a thought that you can kind of let him roll through this, and maybe, I mean, his polling is pretty good when he doesn't speak. So maybe he can roll through it and cover himself. As we get closer to the election, I think there's that chance of, if he's losing badly, if one of these scandals breaks into something bigger, they may look at this and say, look, we've got an easy health excuse here. Our candidate can't even go outside. He's among the most vulnerable people to whatever's going on. We're going to switch this out, not because Joe's a bad candidate, but because of health problems and concerns, and we need to move forward. And then you can pull in somebody else. You know, the obvious name there, I think more than anybody else, people say Hillary, but I think the Democrats hate Hillary as much as we do. I think, you know, the Michelle Obama card is the ultimate card here. I think because Michelle doesn't want to do the work. She doesn't want to go out to freaking drive around Iowa for 6 months. That is not something she wants to do. But you hand her the presidency 6 weeks beforehand with no ability to really have to campaign, no need to really do much of anything. The fundraising's built in, the structure's all there. She's already done it 100 times. As you point out, power is enticing, and there is something about it. And if you're handed that close to the election, and you're looking at your polling and you're winning against a Donald Trump, she may actually enter it. I still think it's a long shot. Biden probably goes through with this thing, but it is possible.
Well, as if she's some ambitious woman who's always just trying to get to the top. Don't be ridiculous. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.